Welcome to Evolution in Controls. I'm your host, Tim Wilson. Thank you for joining us. The process of creating complex, real-world solutions for automation is never easy. But when you add the technology of artificial intelligence to the mix and the prospect of multiple design partners, the task can almost take on a life and personality of its own. Collaboration is the teamwork that turns a design on paper into a machine that runs in the real world. Welcome to episode 3 of our 3-part series on the startup company Alpha One Robotics and the technology that they are bringing to bear on the logistics market. Their first machine, which is now launching, was a true collaboration between Alpha One, Bosch, Rexroth, and Evolution. All 3 parties worked together to make sure the technology worked together and that the process stayed on track. Today, we are joined by our collaboration partners from Bosch Rexroth to talk about the process, the results, and where we see the future headed. I'm joined by Mr. Arnie Mueller, Director of Operations for Bosch Rexroth AE, and Mr. Dan Barrera, Lead of Warehouse Automation. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim.
Arnie, you've been with us before. You've been on one of the other parts of this episode.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself again. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been doing this.
Thanks, Tim. My name is Arnie Mueller. I am the Director of Operations for Automation and Electrification. That's the Motor Drives Controls Division. Been there over 40 years. Really enjoy what I do and that we're able to bring solutions that help industry get more competitive.
All right. I really enjoyed the participation you had. We had some interesting conversation in those early episodes. So
yeah.
I'm glad you're here to join us in this kind of wrap-up session.
Well, thanks for having me back.
I appreciate it. Dan, this is your first time on Evolution in Controls, I think.
That's right.
Well, we're glad to have you. You and I have known each other for a few years, but introduce yourself to the audience and a little bit about your background.
Well, first of all, thanks for the invite. My name is Dan Barrera. I'm the lead for warehouse automation within Bosch Rexroth. I work for the vertical markets group.
Okay.
Our job is to focus on those markets and develop the different technologies like controls, drives, aluminum profile, and linear technology.
Does Bosch Rex, they have other vertical markets than just warehouse automation?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, and so you lead the warehouse automation.
That is correct. I've been in the industry for 20 years, specifically in logistics 10, and at Bosch 3.5, almost 4 years.
Okay.
Time flies when you're having a good time.
You and I interacted on ControlX when you were involved in ControlX, I think.
That's right.
Okay, all right, awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I know you didn't get a chance to join us on the other episodes, but this is a 3-part series where we talked about the startup company and the genesis of it and why they started it up and why a startup and a little bit about the logistics market and what their machine was going to do and accomplish. Our second episode, we actually got a chance to look at the machine, and that was really cool to go out into the shop and see and watch the machine work and see all of this come to fruition, be in reality. But we also got a chance to talk about the technology that they were using, how we collaborated on it. But we haven't really talked about the logistics market or warehouse automation. And so let's start there. Why this vertical market? Why is this market important to Rexroth?
If you think about what happened since COVID, e-commerce has just boomed. Currently, we're sitting at about $30 billion industry.
Okay.
And by 2030, it's going to be about $50 billion. So that's more than 10% CAGR.
Wow.
So we're looking at all the opportunities. The market has a lot of challenges. And guess what? We have the technology to overcome some of those challenges.
What do you see the challenges?
Connectivity between the operational level and the in IT, I would say. Mobile robotics, from AGVs, AMRs to, in the future, humanoids, and AI and vision, which is the topic right now.
Yeah, that's some of the technology that they focused on, the AI and 3D vision.
Yep, that is correct.
What do you see as the intersection in technology between Bosch Rexroth and this vertical market? Is it, you've got multiple technologies, but it's not the mechanical stuff. You're selling mechanical stuff into that vertical market.
That's right.
I think extruded aluminum or structural aluminum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Conveyors, things like that.
Linear technology.
Linear technology,
right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But Arnie, you're not involved in those. You're involved in the motors, drives, and controls.
Correct. Yeah. So our division is really focused on, let's say, bringing all the pieces and getting the activity of the motion orchestrated. So it's kind of like the band conductor, if you will. So getting all the pieces together and making them run in the way the customer would like or what the application dictates. So for me, that's been the fun part.
So why do you think, Arnie, collaboration was so important for this project? I've got my own idea, but I'd like to hear what yours is.
So when you think about an application, there's nuances that have to be handled in all aspects, right? So there's the mechanical components, there's the kinematics, right,
Yep.
which are dynamic,
Yep.
and we have to understand those dynamics. And then of course there's a software element or a control element, if you will. So everybody's got an expertise in all those areas, and we need to really bring those expertises together to really lay out this is what we're trying to accomplish. And especially the dynamic part, we need to understand, lengths and weights and all those kind of things so that the software component can really master and bring it together. Without that, it's just not going to work. And within our organization, we need evolution to bring those pieces together for us. I mean, we just can't do it ourselves.
Evolution couldn't have done the dynamics. That was just a step too far for us. And so from a collaboration partner, it was fantastic to be able to rely on Bosch Rexroth to bring that the kinematics piece,
Yeah.
because it was truly needed. You've got an articulated robot, you've got a cantilevered conveyor system, you've got a couple of other platforms, a cart that's moving.
Yep.
The kinematics was fundamental to how all three of those work together.
Correct. And it wasn't a standard off the shelf. So we had to do some custom programming for that, which was really dedicated towards that application, which was needed.
And it's on the Control-X platform as well, right?
Exactly.
Which is the Rexroth new platform for control that we've all been working with.
Correct. Yeah, it's a ground up development. It's really revolutionary.
Yeah.
Evolutionary and revolutionary.
That's it. I don't think that Alpha One Robotics was expecting the collaboration that we actually brought to the solution. And so I was happy, as we talked with them in the previous episodes, that they actually liked the collaboration and they saw that it brought benefit.
Yeah, I believe that's exactly what both gentlemen said. And really, when you think about it, they have the ideology, but they may not know how to get it all done.
Yeah.
They have an idea, and then again, having the expertise from different aspects to say, how do we build a better mousetrap? How do we really get the best solution for this machine in the, let's say, the lowest cost, right? So again, that gets dispersed across all the industries.
Now, you and I are talking like engineers, which is what we are, right? We're talking about, the sizing, the dynamics, the kinematics. But with Dan here, there's another piece of the collaboration that really deserves to be talked about, because I think that it was really maybe the whipped cream on top of the sundae that helped this collaboration work. Dan, you collaborated with this team based on the market, the vertical market. Tell us a little bit about it.
So in my role, I get to be involved with line builders, OEMs, system integrators, but also the end users. And the end users are key because they are the ones facing the challenges.
They buy the machine.
That's correct. And they are the ones who bring to the table the headaches, the challenges.
The problems that they have.
The problems.
Hey, this doesn't work because the tire goes flat.
So in this case, labor is an issue. Okay. Finding the people, keeping the people, or perhaps safety. I just recently heard that somebody got trapped in a trailer. That's a problem.
That's a problem.
And that's where automation can help. And my connections with them throughout the different industry associations, trade shows, conferences, I get to get involved not only with the OEMs, but also the end customer, and I get to make those connections. And by making those connections, I get to understand what they need, create a relationship, and then connect the dots between the end customer and you guys.
You were actually able to do that in this case. I mean, you brought an end customer, a potential end customer, or end user, I should say.
Yes.
You brought somebody into the mix, and I'm sure Alpha One was not expecting that.
Well, I've known this company for several years, and I know their headaches, and this is one of them. I just couldn't find a company that can fulfill the need. And then when I started working with you guys and I learned more about Alpha One, I said, this is the one.
This is the one. Arnie, this is not the first time that Evolution and Rexroth has collaborated together.
Oh, no.
But the fact that we did both technical and marketing and user and customer vertical markets, I think that really is a showpiece, something that we ought to talk about. It's a success.
It's a great success, and it goes back to communication. And if you think about it, even in a very mechanical way, it's bringing all the right parties together. And so not just on an application basis, but also when you talk about market knowledge, market needs, that's a big driver for this as well. And Alpha One kind of recognized that, but I think all these entities coming together, it was a win-win-win-win. And that's great. So
we haven't sold a machine yet. The three parties we haven't sold a machine yet, but we think we're close. Any lessons to be learned? Anything that we should do differently? Anything that we maybe need to do next time?
What's key for me, though, I don't know if there's a lessons to be learned because it worked really well. There could be some. I'm sure there could be something, and you might think of something. But the communication is really key. I think without that communication, we can't really formulate the picture, which means we don't know how to solve it or what to solve.
Never communicate enough, can you?
Correct.
Yeah. Dan, any?
Collaboration, communication is key.
Yeah.
So I know that that's a template for success.
Mm-hmm.
But collaboration is not only making the first machine real, is what happens when
machine 2, machine 4, machine 20
times whatever it is. How can we collaborate to continue with the success, and more important, winning the market?
Yeah.
These opportunities are out there, so communication and collaboration is key.
So if the end customer, the end user that you know about, if they buy this machine and it works, which, knock on wood, we hope that it does, what does that do for your standing in the vertical market? Does that elevate Bosch Rexroth as somebody that not only is aware of the market, but they've got success behind them?
Yeah, that is going to be key, right? That's going to take ourselves to the next level with the market. It's not only with this particular end user, but it's also within the market. We're going to be recognized as a leader in this type of technology. And that's going to be important for not only Bosch Rexroth, but for the partners.
We become the company that not only designed a solution, but has a solution that works.
Yeah. Right.
The only lesson I can learn is that I think we need to involve the vertical markets sooner. As we look at an opportunity that comes along, we need to involve the vertical markets more quickly to see if we can improve the time or decrease the time from startup until we get an order, till all of us get an order.
It's a very good point. Very good point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Guys, listen, we're out of time today, and I want to thank you so much for coming and joining me today. Arnie, this has been a big ask for you. You've been on a couple of the episodes, so thank you for the time you carved out for that.
No,
Dan,
thank you.
Great to have you.
Thank you.
You and I have known each other for a few years. I'm glad you got to join us finally.
Thank
you so much. To learn more about Alpha One Robotics, visit alpha1robotics.com. To learn more about Bosch Rexroth, visit boschrexroth-us.com. To learn more about Evolution Motion Solutions, visit evolutionmotion.com. Don't forget to subscribe to Evolution in Controls and to look for episodes 1 and 2 in our 3-part series on Alpha One Robotics on whatever platform you use for podcasts or on YouTube for a video version so you can be updated when we release new episodes. Thank you again for joining us today. I'm Tim Wilson, and remember, keep moving.